Welcome to the Champagne Empress, the podcast. Today's episode is all about something tantalizing, yet deeply powerful: the art of living orgasmically. It's where pleasure is the compass of our lives. I'm your host, Georgette, and we'll dive into how living this way is more than just pleasure. It's about embodying your desires and transforming your life from ordinary to extraordinary. So let's dive into what it means to live an orgasmic life. A life where you wake up every day and you feel inspired, you feel alive. What does that look like? Because living an orgasmic life is about being fully present, open to pleasure in every form. And when we talk about pleasure, a reminder here, it is not just sexual pleasure. Yes, that's important too. Yes, we want that. But it's emotional, spiritual, and the sensory pleasure that we feel all throughout the day. It's living a life that you feel like you're dreaming from. It's living a life that with every breath, you feel your deepest feeling, your deepest pleasure. It's living a life where you're not afraid to go after what you want and being immersed in its full pleasure. Now, this is not bypassing the pain, because when we live in our feminine essence, we feel everything fully, and that's the joy, that's the pain. We get to feel all the emotion. But living an orgasmic life, we truly put pleasure at the center of our life while we still feel the other side of the spectrum as well. So we're breaking free from shame. Because as women, we have been taught to suppress our desires. We view pleasure as indulgent. Oh, pleasure is guilt. Pleasure is sin. But living an orgasmic life means reclaiming your power and owning your full range of experiences. Because you're in this life to celebrate you most of all. You're living this life to truly show people how your experiences, how your pleasure is the forefront of living life. It is not neglecting what you're supposed to do. It is not abandoning your responsibilities or hurting other people. Actually, living a life orgasmically, it gives you pleasure to be around people. It gives you pleasure to give the same way as it gives you pleasure to receive. I'm asking you to connect to your feminine essence, where your feminine power is deeply connected to pleasure. And again, it's about truly feeling everything fully. The joy, passion, excitement, love, and letting that fuel your life, letting that fuel your creation, letting that fuel everything you do. So as you go on about your day, how do you cultivate living an orgasmic life? Well, the first art to remember is the sensual awareness. When we think of living an orgasmic life, you have to fully feel your sensory feelings, your senses, what goes into your mouth, what you hear, what you feel, what it is you see. You touch differently, you hear differently. So start becoming aware of your body and how it reacts to different things it experiences throughout the day. The sensation that happen when you're in contact with someone, the sensation that happens when you bite into your burger, the sensation that happens when you hear the song that you love or the sound of your lover's voice, the sensation that you feel when the sun touches your skin, whether it's the warmth of it on your skin or how it makes you feel inside or the joy that it brings out, pay attention to the sensation that it's bringing. Or how the taste of your morning coffee feels like. Take a moment to literally take small sip and taste every single bit of where that coffee came from. How does it make you feel? Do you digest it with joy? Oh, does it make you moan when you swallow that coffee? Oh, when it is inside your digestive system, what is the sensation there? Truly explore every experience. And when I say experience, again, it could be from the smallest thing, from drinking your coffee, to the biggest thing, like getting married or having a baby. What is the sensation that your body is responding to? Because living orgasmically means being attuned to the pleasure all around you. And I know you could say, well, giving birth to a baby is not all that pleasurable because I feel the pain. Let me tell you, through the pain, there's a pleasure, the pleasure of creating, of birthing a life. What is, and I am telling you, giving birth is one of the moment where your entire body is responding to sensations all around you. Okay? And you're going to feel the joy, the pain, the hurt, the happiness, all the emotions. I want you to fully feel, and the pleasure in creating life. So at every awakened moment, be aware of how your body responds to different things. And the other art of living orgasmically is truly embracing your desires unapologetically. What lights you up? Okay. What are you truly passionate about? Because nowadays we see desires as a bad thing. Like, oh my gosh, I can't desire this. I have responsibility to be a mom. I can't pursue my passion because I have to be this logical person. I'm letting you know to break free of that. I want you to embrace your desires, whether it's a life filled with love, wealth, success, or adventure. I want you to claim it right now. No more playing small and saying, well, I want you to own it. If you desire it, claim it. Because when you are manifesting from a place of pleasure, you get to transform how you create your reality. Your life shifts and everything else around it becomes new. Because you decide to embrace your desire unapologetically. Because that shows you're devoted to live a life that is well lived. Because we're not here to just exist, we're here to live orgasmically. So, the third art of living orgasmically I want to share is incorporating sensual embodiment every single day. When you want to change in your life, there's going to be a time you have to decide to prioritize it. And if you want to live a life orgasmically, you're going to prioritize. We're going to create a little bit of routine, a little bit of structure. Because when you start, your brain might be like, what the hell am I doing? But we're going to break that ceiling. We're going to break the limits. We're going to push for where it is a reality for you. And that means that you have to incorporate pleasure into your daily routine. So decide how you want your routine to be like. I have daily routine that I do to really feel into my body. Like sensual embodiment, I play sexy music because I connect the most when I dance. For you, it might be through music, and might be just sitting there and listening um, through a love song or whatever song help you be in that state. And it could be taking a luxurious bath, petals, Epsom salt, amazing bath bombs, smelling great, luxury oil. Draw yourself a bath. Because if that's how you are creating a routine that creates sensual embodiment throughout your day, do it. And if you're like me, it's by moving your body in ways that feels good, dancing, or it could be actually doing yoga, Pilates. How does your body feel good when you move it? And allow yourself to feel the movement. Feel yourself in that bathtub. One of your routine could simply being in nature. I sometimes I rotate my routine and how I want to be sensually embodied. Because when I'm thinking of sensual embodiment, again, it's really engaging all your senses. So, yes, it could be a walk in the park when you're actually smelling the trees, hearing the birds, touching the trees, letting your body moves as you walk and feeling every single steps. That's what we call sensual embodiment, is feeling all the things that's going on in your body. And I want you to make pleasure a priority. Because not only when you make pleasure a priority, you get to live life orgasmically, you get to welcome so much magic in your life, manifesting the desires, your pure desires, calling in the king of your life, calling in amazing experiences that you look back and you're like, I am mind blown. You get to experience life on a different level when you make pleasure a priority. So connect with your feminine energy through movement, dance, touch, and breath work. Whatever brings you there, connect with it. Because when we are living an orgasmic life, it is to really enhance every area of our lives. So, yes, how does it look like to live an orgasmic life beyond the bedroom? Like in your relationships, it's really about showing up fully, being vulnerable with the love of your life, and allowing deep intimacy to flow. You get to allow yourself to be seen by your partner without having to worry that, oh my gosh, I have to put my wall back up. Because when you are living in true desire, you drop the wall so you could be met. When you live orgasmically, you attract partners who meet you in that space of fullness and passion, of devotion. So allow yourself to be seen in your relationship when you show up for yourself by connecting to the life you desire, by pursuing a pleasure in everything you do, and how you talk to people, and how you create your craft. And in your relationship is how you support your partner, how you cook in the home with pleasure. And sometimes you're not going to find the pleasure, okay? Sometimes I'm cooking and I'm like, there's no pleasure in this. But I find a way to bring it in a pleasurable state. I play some music. I dance around the kitchen. I pour myself a glass of wine and I allow myself to taste that wine. And something happens when you do that. You click back into the pleasure. Now the food you're cooking suddenly becomes your new creation, the new thing you devoted to. and you create something full of magic. And when it comes to living an orgasmic life in your business, how does it look like, right? So imagine running your business not from stress or hustle, but from a place of pure joy and flow, creative. You get to be in your creativeness. You get to email, you get to contact people in all of your glory. Living orgasmically means letting pleasure guide your actions. So if somebody said, this is how you need to market yourself, let yourself feel the joy and be guided by that pleasure so it could dictate the next action. Oh, how do I feel when I market this way? And feel it. And that will fuel your success. That will fuel you to show up even more. That will fuel you to show up for your clients and say, you know what? I just created this amazing thing for you. Let me show you. And in that process of creation, you were in your full pleasure. This is what it looks like living an orgasmic life through your business, through your relationship. And all of that creates a ripple effect. Because when you're aligned with your pleasure, as I like to say, everything you touch turns to gold. So I want you to embrace the challenges. And what are those challenges, right? Many of them will come up. The guilt, oh, it's a huge one. The shame, because many of us have been conditioned to feel guilty for wanting more. Whether that's more pleasure, more success, more freedom. Can you feel that freedom in you? You know it wants to come out. You know you want more of it, but you don't want to feel like you're demanding too much. Who are you exactly taking from when you become more free, when you become more successful, knowing that you're living life in integrity with who you are? The universe has enough, it's infinite. There's enough pleasure for everyone. There's enough joy for everyone to go around. So allow yourself to be that, to feel that. Living orgasmically means shaking off the societal expectation and choosing to live life fully. Because we are guilt, we are shame for wanting to step out of the box, for breaking the glass ceiling. So understand that pleasure is your birthright and you are worthy of it in every single aspect of your life. So show up for you and be consistent in your pursuit of living an orgasmic life. It takes practice, it takes time to really shift it, but be consistent. So practice every day, coming back to your body, your desires, your joy. Tap into that most desirable pleasure. And as you already know, as a Champagne Empress, we do not move by anyone else's standards. We move by your own standards. What does it mean to you? What does it feel to you? We don't desire things for the sake of society. We desire things because it is a soul purpose. So I want you to remember, as you are going on the pursuit of living life orgasmically, show up. You are the center of your own universe. And living an orgasmic life is about taking full ownership of your pleasure, your desires, and your power. So ask yourself, what can I do today to make my life feel more orgasmic? So if you're having dinner later tonight, sit with yourself and decide, how do I get to enjoy this bite of pizza? Feel the cheese, feel the pepperoni, feel the crust, touch it. Ooh, I like the texture. I like how it feels in my hand. My hand responded well to it. Oh, my taste bud loved it. And when you chew it, ooh, my body welcomed it. So let's take this energy with us as we continue to rise and embody our feminine essence in every moment of every day. Because remember, pleasure is the key of fully living a life orgasmically. So allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to want it, allow yourself to deserve it. Because you do. So for now, my gorgeous Empress, go ahead and continue that journey. And if you want more support in unlocking your feminine power and living this kind of life, feel free to connect with me. Either through my 3-month coaching container, my one-on-one calls, listening to the podcast, sharing it, connecting on our Facebook group, the Champagne Empress Embodied group. I got you. So thank you for joining me on the Champagne Empress podcast today. Remember, pleasure is power. Let it lead your life unapologetically. Until next time, ciao.